All right, I made it to Seattle. I'm at my boy Mario's place, and I am so exhausted. I slept more than I was expecting, but I still feel like I didn't get enough sleep. Did you sleep well?
That means getting shit out of it.
Yeah, I did. I woke him up pretty intensely, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna go meet up with a client of mine. Gonna do some hiking, apparently, and mushroom hunting. So we're gonna do some content of him doing some mushroom hunting, and I guess explore the mountains. What is it, Rainier is what it's called? Rainier. So, adventure time. All right, so we're in Crystal Springs, and I'm trying not to slide down the mountain because this is steep. We're going mushroom hunting, doing some content with Jan, Taylor, and Vladimir. Oh my God, this is hard. Vlogging, climbing up the side of a mountain. So we found a couple mushrooms, and well, I've only found one, or like a small grouping of one. Jan has found so much more, but this is actually crazy. There's like a whole culture to it that I didn't know anything about. I'm sure other people, you guys probably know a lot more than I do. Oh, that's a stick. There's like apps and stuff to help you figure out what mushrooms you're picking and cooking and stuff. And there's a whole thing to it. Jan's opening my eyes to it all right now, but super cool, super fun stuff. It's definitely an adventure. Definitely different from what your typical Miami boy is used to. So after a while of hiking through the mountains, exploring and learning all about mushrooms.
Down here, and it's not edible. And there's more edibles.
We headed back up to the car and saw that Ludimir had brought a couple accessories. We let off some rounds in the mountains and decided to call it a day. Mario had some big plans for the next day involving the new iPhone 15 Pro Max. But there was a little bit of an issue. So what just happened?
Oh, I didn't get my iPhone.
You didn't get your iPhone?
No.
Wah, wah. So the 15 Pro Max was sold out everywhere. We hit up another Apple store twice, but no luck. But just like the Nintendo Mario was not gonna give up so easily.
Go. Yes, in-store pickup, yes, available today. I'll pick it up, yes. Available time windows. 11:30, are you down?
Yeah, let's do it.
Boom. Let's go! We got it.
All right.
We got the world's hardest phone to get.
No.
What the fuck is Alderwood?
We gotta go now or when?
11:30.
What time is it?
Alderwood is 15 miles away.
Where is it? I'm gonna read there. Oh, it's pretty far north.
Yeah.
What's that in your hand, bro?
Drugs. It's the new iPhone 15 Pro Max.
Yeah.
In natural titanium. Did I choose this color? No, but I will gladly take it.
After we secured the bag, we decided we wanted to relax a little bit and take our adventure to new heights. So the Space Needle was pretty cool, but it reminded me a lot of the CN Tower in Toronto. Rotating glass floor, cafe with some decent but slightly questionable food, and just great views of the city and the water. If you've been to the CN Tower, you kind of know what to expect, just in a different city. So after the Space Needle, we ended up getting some strawberry milk tea at this fire spot downtown. We explored the city and we started heading over to Pike Place Market, where we saw an abundance of raw fish and shrimp and lobsters and just a whole bunch of flowers all over. There were a whole bunch of little stores selling small, unique trinkets and items, which was pretty cool, and we even got to see the first original Starbucks ever. The line was really long and we had stuff to do, so we couldn't afford to spend the time in the line. Plus, we had to head back home for our biggest adventure yet, Canada. Home of Tim Hortons, paint rollers, and lots and lots and lots of snow, our neighbor to the north, Canada. That's right, we were going out of the country. However, things didn't go as smoothly as we initially expected. But first, let's take a step back and see what happened that day. We ended up overstaying at a rock climbing gym and got super sore, and by the time we realized what time it was, we were pretty late. Oh shit, okay. So we had to run back to Mario's place to get our passports, grab our gear, my drones, a bunch of stuff, and start heading over, taking the bus to the Amtrak so that we could catch our ride to Canada. On the way there, we had an unfortunate realization.
All right, we missed our first bus, but the next one should be here in 15 minutes, so we should be okay. The other bus left early apparently, and that's why we missed it. So we'll see. We'll see what time we get there.
We ended up catching the next bus to the train station, and we made it on time. We realized though that we weren't actually taking a train like we initially thought. We were actually taking another bus to get to Canada, but that was fine. In the meantime, while we waited for the driver to show up and the time to come around, we just messed around a bit.
So how do you hand the officer your wallet? So how do you give the officer your wallet?
We had no idea about the literal interrogation that we were going to experience at the border in just a couple of hours. Now listen, we could have planned this Canada trip a little bit better, sure, but we didn't realize how much of an inconvenience this was going to be for everyone, apparently. Our plan was to be in Canada for 16 hours, so show up at like 12 or 1 a.m. and then just explore, go to bars, restaurants, whatever, do literally anything until the sun came up, and then things started to open up. We could go to actual restaurants, just explore the city, go to different attractions. That was the plan. We didn't even get an Airbnb or a hotel or anything. And apparently the Border Patrol agents didn't really like that very much. After handing over the declaration forms and admitting that we were in Canada for less than 24 hours and we were just gonna walk around and explore, we were asked, what are you gonna see in Vancouver? What are you gonna do while you're there? Where are you gonna stay? Who are you gonna see? And we didn't have answers to any of that really. We didn't have any plans for what to see in Vancouver. We weren't seeing anyone and we weren't staying anywhere. So I understand where there may have been some suspicion, and obviously, you know, they just have to do their job and make sure we're not doing something that we're not supposed to be doing. But we ended up being sent to a separate little area for further questioning. At this new area, 2 more Border Patrol agents came up to us and started asking us questions. They asked what we were doing, who we were going to see, where we were going to stay. They looked through our bags, they looked between every fold in my wallet, they checked all of my credit cards, they asked how much cash we were bringing. The guy even asked me to pull up my Chase app to show him what my credit limit was on one of my credit cards. It was kind of crazy. I was wondering if the guy was gonna ask for like my payment history or my credit score or whatever next. It was even so crazy that one of the 2 guys literally asked me, so I see you have all these different batteries. What's that about? I had to take a second and think about how I wanted to answer this because I didn't want to come across as mean or sarcastic, but I also struggled to think about how you could really not know that different pieces of equipment use different batteries. But like I said, I didn't want to come off sarcastically either, so I just kind of told him like, I have a drone and a camera and other pieces of gear and they all use different batteries. I didn't even think that that would be a question that I would be asked, but I guess it was. But anyways, after we told them everything and showed them everything we had, they put us in another separate section and we had to wait again. Meanwhile, everyone else on the bus that had been waiting to go through was basically already done and they were just waiting on us. The guys ended up coming back with our passports and said we were good to go. Funnily enough, he actually told us that we got them excited because they thought they were onto something. They thought they were about to catch someone doing something illegal. So I'm glad they got their little bit of entertainment. It was a little stressful for us, but they had a job to do. It is what it is. We got back on the bus and we started heading over to Canada. After losing some money at the casino, we decided to just walk around the city and explore because there was nothing else to do. Everything else was closed on a Thursday at 1 a.m. I don't know why we thought it was such a good idea to show up at that time, but that's where we were.
All right, after the 3-hour bus ride and the interrogation at the border, we've made it to Vancouver. We've got some Tim Hortons and we're walking around. It's pretty cold. All right, it's past 3 a.m. Everything is closed. I have no idea what to do.
After pulling an all-nighter on the streets of Vancouver in the cold 45-degree weather, we ended up getting to a Starbucks at around 5:30 a.m. when it opened, and we went inside, got some hot chocolate, some food, and just got to work on our laptops. We spent some time there and then we headed out and just kept on exploring. After exploring for a few hours, we ended up getting so anxious because we were thinking, man, if it was this hard to get into Canada, imagine the struggle that it's gonna be to get back into the US. Well, fast forward to our trip back to the US, and here's what the Border Patrol agent said to us. 4 things. 1, can I see your passport? 2, how's Canada? 3, are you bringing back any fruits and vegetables? 4, welcome home. And welcome we felt.